is the very first thing with brushes. Now, brushes are obviously a wonderful way to get different textures, different colors, different sounds, particularly with lateral strokes, right? Stirring the soup, right? But for right now, we're going to focus on just the 3 basic vertical strokes that we use with brushes, because there's a lot of ways you can use brushes outside of jazz and these very legato textures, right? You can also do just regular beats with them, and you can get nuance in sound the same way you get different dynamics with a stick. So we're going to be focusing on the 3 basic sounds here. These are as taught by Ed Thigpen, who is one of the greatest brush players of all time. He has a great book called The Art of Brushes I encourage everyone to check out. But these are as follows. We have tick. It's basically like a ghost note, just a very light touch. Tap. This is just a regular piston stroke or rebound stroke, right? And flat or slap. And that's it. Those are the 3 sounds. So tick, tap, flat or slap. And one of the first exercises he recommends is to do the following. Tick, tap, flat. And then you can put a rest in between and then go to the other hand and make sure you're getting a good even sound. Tick, tap, flat, rest. Now the left hand. Tick, tap, flat. Right? Now, start there and really focus on a few things. Focus first on you're not gripping too hard. I'm going to keep the same brush height. I'm not changing my height at all. But by gripping harder, I'm creating a much harsher sound. Here's the way I did it before, where I'm keeping a very loose, relaxed grip, where if somebody walked by and take the brush out of my hand, it would take no effort. And now here's where I'm doing the death grip. It's a horrible sound, right? Now, if you want that effect, go for it. But for general brush playing, we try to avoid that, right? The other thing that a lot of brush players will talk about is the angle of the brush, right? Some players talk about playing almost at a 45-degree angle, right? Other players talk about playing a little flatter and you're getting more of the surface area of the brush. There's really not a right or a wrong. It depends on a variety of factors, the room you're playing in, the type of drum, the way it's tuned, etc., even the type of brush you're using. Which brings me to the next thing, which is you can practice with brushes, especially if you have retractable wire brushes like these, pushing all the way out, and you get a much lighter sound. Right? It's a more airy sound. Or if you want more of an articulation, more of staccato sound, you can make it like that, more like a stick. Right? I think going kind of halfway in between, not fanning all the way out, but not going so much in that it's like a stick. I think going out a little bit like I had at the beginning of the video is a good way to do it. Now, once you've got those basic patterns, this is kind of a next level thing. You can do different combinations of ticks, taps, and flats, right? So I might do 2 of each. Tick, 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 flat, flat. That's just an expansion of the first exercise. Or do something like a basic rock beat, like a money beat. Tick, tick, tack, tick, 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 tap, tick, 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 tap, tick, 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 tap. Right? So I might do a money beat. I'm going to just do the right hand where I do tick, tick, tap, tick, 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 tap. So the backbeat on 2 and 4 is a tap. Maybe I change it to a flat. Tick, tick. Left hand. I think a lot of times when people think brushes, they think like the first beat you have to learn is, and that's a great beat, we'll get into that later, but I think actually just doing very simple things you already know and experimenting with these 3 different vertical sounds is a way to get the sound of the brushes when they're hitting the drum ingrained in your ear. And this brings me to something that's actually a classic brush beat, and we've talked about this before in our lessons, which is the train beat. With sticks, it's that right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're going to do this with the different brush sounds. So first, just get the feel of it with the brushes. Don't even worry about the sound. Just go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Maybe even without the accents, all ticks. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'm just getting a really even, consistent sound. Then 2 variations you can do. Remember that the accents are on beat 2 and then and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's 1 and right and 3 left, right. So what I might do is taps for the accents and ticks for everything that's not accented. Tick, tick, tap, tick, tick, tap, tap, tick, 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 tap, tick, tick. Start slow, focus on a good consistent sound, and then as you get comfortable, go ahead and speed up. Get up to tempo. When you feel good about that, another variation is do all taps for the unaccented notes and flats for the accents. Tap, tap, flat, tap, tap, flat, flat, tap, 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 flat, tap, tap, flat. So that's a country beat, right? That's a train beat. It's great. It's like the jazz beat's a wonderful beat, right? The ballad pattern's great. But before we get into the lateral strokes next time, just focus on those three sounds and those different types of beats with those vertical strokes.